everybody, it's Stevie from Stevie Vincent Studios. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day wherever you are. Today we're going to be doing some education on creating a commercial vivid. So I'm really excited for this topic because I love vivids and I love naturals as well. So to be able to create something that's in between with a bit of dimension is going to be fabulous because it's one of my favorite things to do. And vivids are brilliant, but sometimes they're a little bit too bright. So this is a way that we can get it in our salons, get everything commercial and just make it look perfect and utilize it for our clients. So I can't wait to show you what we've got happening today. And yeah, let's go do it. Alrighty, so I am here with my model Olivia and she has pretty amazing hair. It's really thick and this is all the natural color at the top. So what we're wanting to do today is create a dimensional vivid. So we want to utilize some of this dark that's at the top and we want to work with some of this light that's in the ends. But when I look at this at the moment, this is very, very light. And if I turn your head this way, there's not too much of a blend through there. So I want to utilize what we've got, but also just enhance it and make it better. So the plan is we're going to go through and do some foiling techniques to help bring everything up. I don't want to lighten over anything in the ends because I want to make sure that we can keep this hair really, really healthy. We have agreed to do a little trim afterwards as well, but we want to just create something that's really nice and wearable so that way Olivia doesn't have to worry about doing it all the time and we get a really nice bright result from it still. Right, we're going to take a section through there. But if you hold it out, see how it's about 1 inch deep? That's what we want to be doing. We want to keep enough depth in the sections, and if we go too fine, especially through the back bit, then we're not going to have any difference in colour. So in these deeper sections, I'm actually going to weave out quite large pieces. So you can see that that's pretty solid. You can only just see the comb through it, but it's going to give us a lot of coverage. And because the sections are quite deep, the weaves are going to give dimension because you're going to see all of the depth through the root area. Try not to fold the packets too tightly either. So through this bottom half of the head, we're just going to keep doing that on both sides until we reach that occipital ridge through the top of the head, and then we're going to change our pattern. With these next sections, we're already at the bone through here, and wherever you feel that, that's where you need to start changing your direction. So from the base up to here, we have really deep weaves with a lot of space in between them, but we're going to be getting a lot of depth and a lot of coverage. So now moving up to here, we're going to change what we're doing. Right. Still going to leave a tiny little bit of hair out and take another section. Now this is going to be much finer, but we're going to start with some teasing. So the section's too wide. I'm just going to get rid of some of that. There's 3 sections. I'm going to take this whole section. So again, it's probably only about 1 centimetre wide. I'm going to hold the section up and elevate it. And then I'm going to tease down at the roots. Now, whenever I tease, I only go in one direction. I don't do this with the hair because that's going to make it really knotty and hard to remove from the hair afterwards. And you don't want to do any technique that's going to make it more difficult to detangle the hair, especially when you're working with very light hair. By switching over to teasing, it means that we're going to have a little bit more of the dark actually brought up to the top, but you're going to create a bit more of a softer blend. Whereas underneath, because the hair is more grown out and it is darker, we need more thick dimension. Make sure when you are painting up, you're still blending everything, because that is really important. You can't just tease everything and expect a nice blend. With this top bit as well, just make sure that you don't get any lightener through there, because otherwise when you bring that section down, it's going to end up being patchy. We don't like patchy. In saying that, if you need to, fold this bottom bit over. So at least that way, when you do fold this foil up, you know you're not going to be getting any lightener that was sitting on the underside on that teasing through there. With foiling as well, I know that they're not very fancy, but they work. It's about getting them in so they can do their job and not fussing too much. It doesn't matter what they look like as long as the lightener is not leaking out of them. There's a tiny section through here. Elevate, tease. I'm not pulling in your hair too much, am I, Olivia?
No, you're fine, thank you.
Right, cool. Never do anything that's uncomfortable for your client, ever. They shouldn't suffer. They're not paying you to make them suffer, right? Right, I think so. That would be weird. So once I fill in this bit, we're going to go through and do that little section that I couldn't fit in, and then we're going to move to the top section, and I'm going to show you how to do that. All in all, this process is great because it doesn't take very long. So it means you can work through a lot of hair in a short amount of time. So you can keep things cost effective, and you can also get the most out of your colouring. So with doing vivids, they do take quite a long time, which can be very off-putting. So this actually helps speed up the process a little bit too. Okay, so with the top section of the head, we've gone from the front to the back on a diagonal forward, which is all going to meet on the part. Everything's looking really nice, and that's going to give us some very soft blend through the top. So we're just going to go through and do the same on the other side, and then we're going to have maximum coverage on the full head. But because we have so much dark left out, we're going to get a lot of dimension. Now, keep in mind, if we were doing this technique on someone that had dark hair from the roots to the ends, then we would be doing a tip out method on the ends. result. So everything's really nicely blended through here. When we pull everything up at the front, moving that way, we've got a really beautiful hairline pop, which is amazing. If I turn your head that way more, and I lift this bit up at the back hairline pops as well, but it's got a lot of dimension in there. So that is brilliant. Move your head this way. And you can just see that nice color the whole way through. It doesn't look bright though. Like, it's nice and fresh and it's very vibrant, but it's got a lot of richness to it. And that's what I really love about these colors. And that's why I think that this is perfect for anyone that you're wanting to introduce Vivid to in the salon. And it's also a really good technique for balayage and blondes. So I know that I use a really similar technique for most of my balayage clients, and there's a lot of them, because it's foolproof, it's dimensional, and it just looks beautiful when it grows out. So with that pop in the front too, no matter where you part it, you're going to get that brightness come through. Here, spin around, and I'll show you the back. Right, pop your head up. And we can see it's all nice and blended through the back as well. There we go, that's more of that pop underneath.